Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Enchanted Escape Pod. I'm Vanessa, and I am here with my incredible husband, Lucas.
Hello.
It's episode
25.
25. Ooh, quarter
to 100.
Yeah, here we go. Today we are getting electric. Talking about lightning lanes.
Electric.
Right? Isn't lightning electric? Right?
I mean, I feel like
that makes sense.
I feel like the lightning on lightning lanes supposed to be fast.
It's also electric.
Well,
But we figured it's time for a good old 101. So today we are doing Lightning Lane 101. Everything you need to know about all of the Lightning Lane options at Walt Disney World.
Okay. You want to start?
Yes. All right. So we're going to start by just going over what all of the options are, what's available to you, and then we're going to dive into each park and what our strategy is at those parks and any tips and tricks that we might have for each park. So to start, there are 3 different types of lightning lanes available to you when you go to Disney World. So it can get a little confusing, but so keep up. The first type is Lightning Lane Multipass. This is the system that replaced like Fast Pass and what used to be Genie Plus. This is like the overarching system, the most widely used one. And Lightning Lane Multipass allows you to pre-select 3 attractions in whatever park or parks, if you're park hopping, you are visiting in a given day.
Yeah.
Would you say that's correct?
That's right.
So all 3 of those picks are going to be for one park, whether that is the only park you're visiting that day, you have a single day ticket, or your first park. So if you're park hopping, but you're starting at Magic Kingdom and then you're heading over to EPCOT, all 3 of your initial picks are going to be for Magic Kingdom.
But, I mean, of course, we're going to give a lot of tips right now. But if you select for Magic Kingdom, you are going to have to select 3 picks. But after you scan the first one, you can modify everything.
Yeah, once you scan one ride, it is everything opens up for you then. So you can change any of your additional lightning lanes to be at whatever park you'd like. So we'll touch more on that later when we talk about strategy for each park. But Lightning Lane Multipass, you can book that if you are staying on site at a Walt Disney World resort. You can book that 7 days out from the start of your trip, from your check-in day. And we definitely suggest doing that because Multipass books up very quickly. The in-demand rides, like things like Slinky Dog Dash and Peter Pan's Flight and those kinds of things, they sell out very quickly. So especially if you're going at a time of year that's busy, which is quite a bit of the year at this point. So absolutely, if you're staying on site at that 7-day mark, it opens up at 7 a.m. So you want to set your alarm, wake up, and book your lightning lanes. Or your travel advisor will do that for you if you are working with a travel advisor, or will advise you.
Yeah, like when I go to Disney, I work with Vanessa and she does it for me. I mean, kind of.
We usually
not
do it
really.
together.
Yeah.
We usually both wake up and then we say, okay, you're doing day 1, I'm doing day 2, and then whoever's finished first will do day 3 or whatever it is.
Yeah. Well, let's explain exactly everything that works about like the multipass and pricing and stuff.
Yeah. Well, also, so I said if you are staying on site, you can book those lightning lanes 7 days in advance. If you are not staying on site, so if you're staying at an off-site resort, or if you you're local visiting the parks, you can book 3 days out those lightning lanes.
So that's another how do I say it?
Perk.
Another perk of like staying on site, because on these 3 days out, if it's a really busy time like right now, you wouldn't be able to get good slots.
Yeah.
Because all of the good
times
will be gone. So
yeah. So that's another way that we justify the higher price of staying on site every time we go.
Yeah. All right. Do you want to talk prices?
Yeah. So it depends. So again, you're going to book these multi-passes in one park, whether you're park hopping or not. So whichever park that is on a given day is going to dictate a lot of that pricing. So for example, Magic Kingdom, what's the price range for Magic Kingdom?
In 2026, the range is going from $20 to $45.
Yeah, so that $45, that's going to be like Christmas
Day.
Day.
Like today. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, New Year's Eve, right? Those days are going to be that. I'd say on average, at least when we've been all different times of year, I'd say we're usually paying around $25 for Magic Kingdom, $25, $27.
I just want to say like out of the range of prices for all the parks. So like Magic Kingdom, $20 to $45, EPCOT, $15 to $37, Hollywood Studios, $20 to $39, In Animal Kingdom, 15 to 35.
Yeah. So Animal Kingdom, of course, usually the most reasonable because they have the smallest number of attractions. They have, well, we'll get more into this later, but they just have one tier of attraction. Everything else has 2 tiers. So,
and also keep in mind that, like, if you're rope dropping and, like, for example, you start your day at Animal Kingdom because it closes early, so you start your day there and, like, you hop to, like, Magic Kingdom afterwards. If you get the multi-pass for Animal Kingdom, after your first pick, it's gonna kind of transfer. So if you want at some point start getting picks for Magic Kingdom, you can, even paying Animal Kingdom prices. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Of course, then you're making your picks day of, so it's quite possible or probable at that point that things like Peter Pan's Flight or Tiana's Bayou Adventure, those really in-demand rides, might be already sold out for Magic Kingdom. But we've done that many times where we're park hopping from Animal Kingdom to Magic Kingdom, and we start doing our Magic Kingdom picks, and then we've paid that cheaper Animal Kingdom price for MultiPass, but we get to utilize it in Magic Kingdom later in the day. So, yeah, lots of ways to take advantage of this. So that is Lightning Lane MultiPass. That's your general skip the line. You have 3 picks at a time. Every time you use one pick, another pick opens up for you. So you can always have 3 rides at a time sort of in your queue for the day.
Yeah, and it is that classical, like, 1 hour return time. And
yeah, so you have a window of one. So it'll say, okay, you got your MultiPass. It's from 1 to 2 p.m., right? That's your window. So you have that hour window to come in and go on the ride using your MultiPass.
Before we jump into single or premiere, do you want to talk tiers?
Yes. So MultiPass, again, you can pick 3 rides. So you have those 3 initial rides that you pick when you book your MultiPass Lightning Lane. And for all of the parks, except for Animal Kingdom, which we'll talk about in a minute, but for Hollywood Studios, EPCOT, and Magic Kingdom, those rides are split into 2 tiers. You can select one ride from tier 1. Those are going to be those rides that are most in demand, the most popular rides. And then you can pick your other 2 picks from tier 2.
These we were talking when we are like, you're booking 7 days in advance or 3 days if you're staying offsite. So that's like the first peak when you're like a few days still from
your
going to the
initial
park.
3 picks when you first book your MultiPass. After you scan your first ride, day of, you're in the park, those tiers go away. You're just picking whatever is available, whatever you can get at different time slots that you're looking for. Just as an example to explain the tiers, if you're looking at Magic Kingdom, let's say, your tier 1s are going to be Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Tiana's Bayou Adventure, and Space Mountain. All of the other MultiPass rides are all tier 2. So we'll talk more about what our specific picks are.
Just an observation, when Big Thunder reopens, it's going to go as tier 1 again.
Oh, yeah, of course. It was tier 1. It will return as tier 1.
Yeah.
Can't wait for that also.
I know.
But so, and that's for, that initial 3 picks that you do, you're thinking about the tiers. The one park that does not have this tiered system is Animal Kingdom because it has so few rides. The only thing that they do have is one single pass ride, which we're going to talk about what that is. But Flight of Passage is a separate single pass. And then all the other rides are just standard MultiPass rides.
Yeah. So let's say, for example, like in a hypothetical situation here, you paid $35 to go to Magic Kingdom like in 10 days from now. And then like 7 days in advance, you get your multi-pass and you get a tier 1. Tell me a tier 1, like Peter Pan. You got a Peter Pan as a tier 1, and then like Haunted Mansion, and then It's a Small World as a tier 2. If you want to, there's a strategy that you can select a tier 2 attraction very early in the morning. So for example, if Magic Kingdom opens at 8, and you select a random tier 2 at 8 in the morning, for example, something that you won't have like a big wait throughout the day. So let's say like Little Mermaid. You can get a Little Mermaid multi-pass pick at 8 in the morning and just scan it. You don't even have to write it because as soon as you scan it, it's almost like everything is unlocked. So you can modify every single one of your picks to tier 1s. So then if you want to like, so as soon as you scan it, you're going to open automatically another spot because Little Mermaid's gone. And then the other tier 2 that you had picked, you can modify for a tier 1. So basically, you can have like 3 tier 1s at the same time.
Yeah, we do this a lot, like especially at like EPCOT, which we'll get to. I mean, I guess we can talk more about this when we get to EPCOT because that's...
Did that make sense?
Yeah. It's a strategy that we use a lot, and when we get into our specific day-by-day, park-by-park strategies, we'll talk more about that. But it is a great tip, and we will talk more about it after we finish the overviews. So the next type of lightning lane. So that's multipass. Okay, so single pass up next. It used to be called individual lightning lanes when Genie Plus was around. Now it is called lightning lane single pass. This is for specific rides in each park that have their own separate lightning lane.
The most popular rides.
Yeah. And these ones you're purchasing them individually, and it's not cheap either. So you are paying, Lucas can go over kind of what the price ranges are, but you are paying, between, I don't know, $14 or $15 up to $25, $26 to ride one single ride one time. But it gives you a guaranteed ride on that ride at a time window that you select. And it is in addition to multi-pass if you decide to book that, or you can just book a single pass. So if you're going to Magic Kingdom and you want to ride Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and you don't really care about getting on everything else, you could book just a Lightning Lane single pass for Mine Train and then just wait in standby queues for everything else.
Yeah, so just very quick, I pulled up the prices. So for Magic Kingdom, they have two single pass attractions. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, the range is between $10 and $15, and Tron, the range is between $15 and $23. At Epcot, the only Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, and the price range is between $14 to $22. Hollywood Studios, Rise of the Resistance, the price ranges between $15 and $25. And Animal Kingdom is only Flight of Passage, the price between $11 and $19.
And again, just like with multipass, that pricing is just going to change based on the volume in the parks on a given day. So the busier the parks are, the more expensive it is going to be to get multipass or to get these individual lightning or single pass attractions. And of course, these prices are subject to change in years to come. So this is for, looking ahead to 2026, but who's to say what it'll look like in 2027, 2028, beyond?
Yeah.
Could be paying $40 for Tron in a few years.
I mean, they did announce that at some point they're gonna, they announced that at some point they're gonna activate the dynamic pricing for tickets. I don't know if they're gonna include that on lightning lanes and stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
Hopefully not.
Yeah.
But
it's
okay.
already expensive.
Yeah.
Okay, and then the last and final type of lightning lane that you can purchase is Lightning Lane Premier Pass. So this is, number one, if you really are not trying to stick to a budget. And number two, if you say, listen, I don't want to deal with all this booking window and, picking my specific rides. I just want to go to a park and I want to ride all the rides and I want to ride them when I want and not have to think about it. That's Premier Pass. So the one drawback in addition to the price, of course, that's a big drawback. But the one drawback of this, especially given how expensive it is, Lucas will talk about that in a second, is that it is only for one park. So you don't have the option to park hop and do rides in multiple parks. You have to purchase it for a given day for one single park. And the purchase of this Premier Pass allows you to ride every single ride in that park that participates in MultiPass or Lightning Lane one time at any point in the day. You don't have to pre-schedule it. You just get in, you scan. You can scan one time for each ride. What is the price?
Wow.
What is the incredibly reasonable price?
Okay, for Premier Passes, Magic Kingdom ranges between $429 to $449. Epcot per person. Epcot is around $239. Hollywood Studios between $329 to $349, and Animal Kingdom ranging around $189. I would just want to say that during this holiday time that just went by, they were selling Premier Passes at Magic Kingdom for $450, and it was sold out for a lot of nights.
That's wild.
$450 per person.
I mean, imagine being a family of four. You're spending almost $2,000.
Yeah,
for one day.
To understand this better, I feel like this Premier Pass, it was Disney's way of kind of giving an answer to people, because everybody loves Universal Express system, because basically you paid a flat price that is not cheap either, but you can go on a lot of rides without having to schedule times. We're gonna get into that. The difference, though, is that a Premier Pass, you can only ride once.
Yeah.
Like Universal.
There is no option for unlimited.
Yeah, Universal has options if you want to get an Express Unlimited and ride the same ride 15 times in one day, you can.
Universal also has options for park to park, so you can get it and you can go to Islands of Adventure and Universal
I
Studios.
feel like Universal is it's easier for them to do this park to park situations because they're like so close to each other and stuff. But
yeah. So it is wildly expensive. For us, it is probably never say never, but I don't think it's going to be in our budget at any point soon.
I don't think it's worth it, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, there are some people who budget is just not part of the conversation. And for those people, it's great. Because if you're not, sticking to a particular budget and this, that type of expense isn't a big deal to you, of course, I would love to be able to go to a Disney park and ride rides when I want, skip the line when I want, and not have to spend the day, refreshing an app and trying to adjust times. It would definitely be great.
I'll tell you something. If budget wasn't an issue for me, I would do a VIP pass
tour,
every single time.
Yeah. I was actually just thinking that. I'm like, well, you know what would be even better? Then you still get to skip the lines.
Yeah.
But all right, so those are our 3 Lightning Lane options: Lightning Lane Multi-Pass, Lightning Lane Single Pass, and Lightning Lane Premier Pass. So we are going to get into kind of just hypotheticals for each park, kind of what's our strategy, what rides do we prioritize in each park, and just tips for each park too. Of course, depending on your family needs, it's going to be much different. We're 2 adults traveling without children. So for us, the rides that we prioritize maybe wouldn't be the rides you prioritize if you're traveling, with a 3-year-old. But we'll give you kind of our picks and sort of what we think about when we book these, and just an overview of what rides are on what tier in each park and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
So should we start with the king of all the parks?
Magic Kingdom.
Although I would say the queen of all the parks. I think of Magic Kingdom as a girl. If the park was sentient.
Well, okay.
Yeah, Cinderella's castle.
Well, okay.
Okay, so in this park, we mentioned this before, but so there are 2 rides in Magic Kingdom that are on the single pass, the Lightning Lane single pass. That is Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and Tron Light Cycle Run. Those 2 rides are not part of Multipass. If you want to ride them with a skip the line, you have to purchase the individual Lightning Lane for those.
Yeah, I just want to put this observation out very quick, that any of these rides, it's not like a carnival kind of situation. Like, if you don't want to pay, you're still going to be able to wait to any of these rides on the regular standby line. There's no more virtual queues at Disney. So even Guardians of the Galaxy, any of these single pass lines, passes, they're like more competitive and like more expensive, to say that. You can still wait. You're going to have like a longer wait time. Yeah,
definitely. All of this stuff is optional and is just if you want to be able to ride more with your day or if you want to avoid waiting in line. But you can absolutely just have a park ticket, go to the park, not do anything with any Lightning Lane and still ride everything. Yeah. Just, bring an activity to do.
But like for us, getting multi-pass for Magic Kingdom is definitely usually always 100% worth it.
Yeah. So many rides in Magic Kingdom.
Yeah.
And it's a busy park, a lot of the time. So, definitely usually a yes for us when we're deciding what we want to get Lightning Lane for.
And what is our usual number 1 pick? Like the tier 1?
Tier 1. So first, I just want, when we're talking about single pass, I will say that we occasionally get Seven Dwarfs Mine Train as a single pass. We've gotten Tron before, but it's rare for us because
I can justify paying like an extra $20 to ride Tron for like a 90-second ride.
Yeah, it's just too short of a ride and it's fun, but for $20-something, usually more than $20, a 1-minute ride.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
But okay, so our usual picks for multipass. Our tier 1 pick is usually going to be Tiana's because we love Tiana's. And usually when we're traveling to Florida, it's incredibly hot and we want to go on a water ride that will cool us down. But I will say there is an exception to this if we're traveling like around Christmas time or like in, pretty much December through February. We're not going to pick Tiana's.
When Big Thunder was open, we used to get Big Thunder sometimes.
Yeah, we would sometimes get that.
We almost never get Jungle Cruise because we are not really into the jokes, I guess.
Yeah, we're not big Jungle Cruise
Space
people.
Mountain, I feel like it's a ride that we always have like sometimes throughout the day that the wait's lower. And Peter Pan's, I feel like there's better strategies for Peter Pan.
Yeah. We also are, if you are traveling with young kids, definitely get Peter Pan because that's a really fun one with little kids.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. And it's definitely like a must do once for sure. For us, it's not a huge priority. And also we go to the park so often that we're also okay with missing fireworks sometimes when we're there. And Peter Pan's flight has sort of become something that we we tend to do that, and Mine Train is something that we tend to do during firework time when weights go down.
Yeah.
But okay, also, so in Magic Kingdom, just to overview, the rides that are available for multipass are Tier 1, Jungle Cruise, Peter Pan's Flight, Space Mountain, Tiana's, and soon to be
Big Thunder Mountain.
Thank you. And then Tier 2 is going to be, sorry, I just lost it. Okay, Tier 2 is going to be the Barnstormer, Dumbo, Haunted Mansion, It's a Small World, Mad Tea Party, Magic Carpets of Aladdin, Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, Mickey's Philhar Magic, Monsters Inc. Laugh Floor, Pirates of the Caribbean, Tomorrowland Speedway, and my favorite, Under the Sea, Journey of the Little Mermaid.
So basically, any of these rides that have like the actual space capability to put a second line, they're gonna have like an option.
Yeah.
Like some of the shows, they won't have a like
Carousel of Progress.
Yeah,
not a
or like the
option.
Tiki Room or something, you know? But
for us, Tier 2, we are pretty much always picking Pirates and Haunted Mansion because those two rides tend to have longer wait times as opposed to something like the Barnstormer or Philhar Magic or the Speedway that all generally have lower wait times throughout the day. So for us, yeah, Pirates of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion.
Yeah. All right, let's jump to EPCOT.
EPCOT. All right, so like Lucas said, there is only one single pass ride at EPCOT, which is Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. I will say that I think pretty much every time we've gone to EPCOT since Guardians opened, we've gotten the single pass.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah,
I remember the specific trip that we went, maybe like 2 years ago, that in like 9 days, I think we rode Cosmic Rewind like 10 times or something.
Yeah. Yep.
That was still virtual queue time, I think.
Yeah. I think there were days that we rode it like 3 times because we would like do it on the virtual queue and...
No, only two times
twice.
a day. Yeah, because with the virtual queue, you only get 7 or 1 o'clock. Yeah.
Yeah, but we would do it like the virtual queue and then get single pass.
Yeah, but let's not confuse people. Let's stop talking about virtual queues because that's not a thing
virtual
anymore.
queue's not real anymore. Don't listen to that.
Yeah.
But okay, so single pass for EPCOT, Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind, absolutely worth it. Definitely get it. Keep in mind that this does have a height restriction. So if you're, I believe it's 48 inches, the height restriction for Guardians. So if you're traveling with real littles, it might not be one to prioritize or purchase, but just keep that in mind.
It is 42 inches.
42. Okay, awesome. So more people can ride it.
Yeah.
Okay, then other attractions in EPCOT. So your Tier 1 attractions are going to be Frozen Ever After, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure, which is newly in 2D. We did ride the 2D version, and it was awesome. And then Test Track, which is the Test Track 3.0 version that reopened
That is
in
also
2025.
pretty cool.
It is great. Then your Tier 2 attractions are going to be the Disney and Pixar Short Film Festival, Journey into Imagination with Figment, Living with the Land, Soarin' Around the World, Mission Space, The Seas with Nemo and Friends, and Turtle Talk with Crush.
It's crazy that Soaring is like Tier 2 together with all these other ones.
I know.
Soaring is like going by so quick now.
So earlier, Lucas mentioned a strategy where you can, when you're picking your rides, intentionally pick one very low demand ride.
EPCOT's the perfect place for this.
We almost always use this strategy when we're starting at EPCOT. So what that means is, so for our Tier 1 ride, I'd say right now we're usually picking Test Track as our Tier 1. Maybe Remy's or Frozen every once in a while, but that'll be our Tier 1. Tier 2, we do usually pick Soarin' just because that is a ride that does build a line. Pretty much all the other rides at EPCOT, you can ride with less than, with a minute under 20 minute wait.
If you go on the right time of the day.
Yeah.
Like if you're going into EPCOT on the actual entrance, please do not go into Spaceship Earth. Because the wait time for Spaceship Earth between like 9 in the morning to noon, it's easily at least 45 minutes. After 2 o'clock in the afternoon, 10 to 5 minutes.
Yeah. But so what we will do is for Tier 2, we'll pick Soarin', and then our other Tier 2 pick, we will intentionally pick something like Livin' with the Land or the Pixar Film Fest or Nemo, something that is going to have a very early return time. So let's say it's like a 9 a.m. Livin' with the Land. We'll get that as our pick, even though we know we don't need it. We know it's going to be a 5-minute wait, because the benefit of doing that is that then we scan for Livin' with the Land right at 9 when the park opens, and that opens up another slot for us. So right at 9 a.m., we could pick, let's say we're going to hop to Magic Kingdom at night. we can pick another ride, even a tier 1 ride at Magic Kingdom, right at park open in the morning.
Yeah, or even if we're staying in Epcot, right, like after we do this, sometimes we have like Frozen Remy's and Test Track all picked up by like before 9:30.
Yeah, right. So we'll have all 3 tier 1 attractions in the park on our Lightning Lane list because we've strategized this way and scanned in super early for things.
Pretty please do not use your pick for like the
Figment.
Pixar Short Film Festival, Figment, or like Nemo, Turtle Talk with Crush. Do not waste it.
Of course, there are times like Christmas week where you can use a Lightning Lane for anything because everything is going to have a 30, 40, 50-minute wait. But outside of those times, yeah, all of those tier 2 attractions are going to be accessible for like under a 10-minute wait at some point during the day.
Yeah.
Okay, so Epcot, awesome. Up next, should we go Animal Kingdom?
Or Hollywood Studios, you'll pick.
Let's do Hollywood Studios so we get all the tiers out of the way, and then we'll talk Animal Kingdom last. So Hollywood Studios, they also have just one single pass attraction, which is Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. We used to get this almost every time we went just because it's like one of my favorite rides. I'm a big Star Wars fan. We did get it the last time we were there just because it had been a minute since we rode it, but we don't always get it because Rise of the Resistance
I feel like the wait time for Rise is getting better as time goes on.
Yeah, definitely. There are times where we can go and like we've waited 30 minutes and ridden it before. That's definitely not the norm. It does normally have over an hour wait. But yeah, we don't always get the single pass anymore because it can be pricey. What's the price range for Rise about? I think you said it earlier.
I forgot. Let me look it up again.
Yeah, I want to say we usually pay somewhere around like $20.
It is between 15 to sometimes 35 on busy days.
Yeah, so pretty wide range. But I'd say most of the time we pay around $20 when we do the single pass for Rise. Then at Hollywood Studios for tier 1 attractions, you have... Hold, please. Okay, you have Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway, Millennium Falcon Smuggler's Run, Slinky Dog Dash, and Rock and Roller Coaster starring Aerosmith, but actually... soon to be starring the Muppets.
I mean, soon it's gonna be closed. So actually, it's gonna be only Mickey, Minnie, Smugglers, and Slinky, right?
Yeah.
Oh, and also Tower of Terror. Tower of Terror is
Tower's tier 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah, get with it.
I'm offended.
So usually we will pick Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Slinky Dog Dash is definitely the hot pick here. So if that's something that you want to prioritize with your family, absolutely pick it and get it right at that 7 a.m. Lightning Lane when your Lightning Lane window opens up because that one will sell out definitely first. But yeah, normally we'll pick Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway for our tier 1, and then tier 2 attractions, that is Alien Swirling Saucers, Beauty and the Beast Live on Stage, that's a show. For the first time in forever, a Frozen sing-along celebration, also a show. The Little Mermaid, a musical adventure, also a show. Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, that's also a show. A lot of shows at Hollywood Studios. Star Tours, Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, and Toy Story Mania.
Yeah, if I could say something, I do not think it's worth it to pick shows at Hollywood Studios.
Yeah. And also, I mean, shows, you're never going to have trouble getting into a show as long as you get there with enough time. So having the Lightning Lane, it's going to get you a closer seat. So they usually have like reserved sections towards the front for people that have the Lightning Lanes. But, you know, I mean, Beauty and the Beast, when we go to that show, we get there like 5 minutes before it starts. We get a spot like somewhere, you know,
I mean, I would say like
average
wait time day, getting shows like 15 to 20 minutes before, you're guaranteed in. Like busy times, like 30 to 35, you're guaranteed there's going to go in.
Yeah. So given that, our tier 2 picks are usually, or actually always, Tower of Terror and Toy Story Mania.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those 2 rides will generally have like, I'd say 40 to 60 minute waits like on an average day. So it is definitely good to have multipass for those.
Yeah, but what else are you going to get? Star Tours? What?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Star Tours, don't get it for Star. Do not use Lightning Lane for Star Tours.
I mean,
they will have a 5 minute wait.
If you are like a group of adults going to Hollywood Studios, tier 2 have to be Toy Story Mania and Tower of Terror. Like there's no other.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. And tier 1?
I said tier 1.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
okay.
Mickey and Minnie's Runaway Railway. Although, I mean, we've gotten Rock and Roller Coaster before. We've gotten Slinkies before. Just when we're like, oh, it's been a while since we've ridden those. Let's do it. But our favorite of the tier 1s is definitely Mickey and Minnie's.
Sometimes we get Slinky if we can.
Yeah. The problem with Slinky is that like most of the time for us, we're park hopping. Like we very rarely do just one park in a day. And Slinky's is usually, it sells out so quickly that like sometimes by the time we go to book our lightning lane, Slinky is only available like, 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, like all the early slots have already booked up. And so we just, do something different that we can do earlier.
Yeah. But okay, let's head to Animal Kingdom now.
Okay, the last park, Animal Kingdom. Like we said before, this one does not have tiers because it does have not that many rides. So all of the rides are in one tier together. They include, for now, Dinosaur until February 2nd, right? Is that the last day of Dinosaur?
Something like that.
Something like that. And then Expedition Everest, Feathered Friends in Flight, which is a show, Festival of the Lion King, which is a show, Finding Nemo, The Big Blue and Beyond, also a show, Kali River Rapids, Kilimanjaro Safaris, and Navi River Journey.
I mean, hot take here. If you were only doing Animal Kingdom Day,
don't get Lightning
Lane. Not
Lane.
worth it. Yeah.
Yeah. On days that we do get Lightning Lane for Animal Kingdom, first, single pass, they do have one single pass attraction, which is Avatar Flight of Passage, which is one of our favorite rides in all the parks. And so we almost always buy the single pass for that. I will say, if you are hanging out all day in Animal Kingdom, like Lucas said, you can definitely, like, once you hit like 3-4 o'clock, a lot of people have left Animal Kingdom. This is a park that a lot of people do at rope drop, super early morning. It's the park that opens the earliest in the morning generally. So usually by 3 or 4 o'clock, a lot of people have left, and you can ride Flight of Passage with like a 30-minute or less wait.
Yeah.
We've done that a few times. But we do often get the single pass for it, and then we will do Kilimanjaro Safari and Navi River Journey for our other tier, or no, three picks. So what do we normally do? Kilimanjaro Safari, Navi River Journey.
Since like Animal Kingdom doesn't have a tier one, it always varies. We always get Safari because we love Safari.
We've gotten Dinosaur a few times.
We got
too.
Dinosaur a few times, and sometimes we get Everest. Sometimes we get like Navi River Journey. Like overall, we like the past few trips, we just don't get anything Animal Kingdom because it's not worth it. Like there's always times during the day that like the wait times are lower, and there's so many shows. So
I would say if you're going to Animal Kingdom for the first time and your priority is just to ride and see everything. So that means your main goal is to just skip as much wait time as possible. I would suggest getting Everest, Kilimanjaro Safari, and Navi River Journey, because those 3 rides are the ones that do build up pretty significant wait times. Everything else, like the shows, definitely not worth it. Dinosaur is going to have a 5 to 10 minute wait many times throughout the day, at least until it closes. And yeah, Kali River Rapids frequently will have, if it's a very, very hot day in the middle of the summer, maybe prioritize Kali River Rapids, but I don't particularly like to ride that one because you get very wet.
Yeah, I mean the main thing about single lightning lanes in general is like be smart about it. Like look on the calendars and stuff. If you're going to Magic Kingdom, check to see if there's not like an event happening, if there's not like a special something, because this would affect your day. And if you bought it, you cannot. There's no
non-refundable.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's just talk like just some overall tips. So we did talk about getting those early morning throwaway picks so that you can open it up and pick some more tier 1 things or pick for another park. And then what Lucas was just saying, just being smart about when to get Lightning Lane. Like oftentimes if you're going to Animal Kingdom, it's just not necessary to purchase Lightning Lane for your whole family. You can absolutely ride everything with minimal wait times as long as you do things at the right time. Don't try to ride everything right at park open. Also, I'd say there is a sort of helper that you can use that we recently discovered this past year that I have loved. And so if you are traveling with, large family group and you're traveling at a time where the parks are busy, Standby Skipper is an additional app that you can get. It's a service that you can purchase. It is very reasonably priced. And basically what this app does is it helps you get picks. So when
it picks for you.
It picks for you. So otherwise, if you didn't have Standby Skipper, let me just say, if you have MultiPass and you scan into your first ride and you say, okay, we know we really want to do Frozen also. We just scanned into Test Track. We really want to get Frozen. Maybe there's only one available at 8 p.m. and that's way too late for you. But you book it anyway. You try and get it. the whole rest of the day, what we would do is we would continuously go into the app and try and modify that reservation. So just because you book a lightning lane doesn't mean it's locked in, right? You can modify that lightning lane pick as many times as you want. And oftentimes, if you go in and you keep refreshing and refreshing to modify it, an earlier time slot will open up, right? Because somebody else has canceled or somebody else has modified theirs to something else. So what Standby Skipper does is you basically say to it, okay, Standby Skipper, our priorities are we want to get Frozen for, the afternoon time before 5 o'clock, and we want to get Remy's also sometime in the afternoon before 5 or 6 o'clock, whatever the time window is.
Yeah.
And then it will, behind the scenes, just continuously search for those to open up. And then very often it just snags them for you. So there have been times where we've gone to the parks on very busy days and we say, you know what, we don't want to be on our phones the whole day trying to refresh this and get picks. So we're just going to pay. What's the pricing look like again?
So the prices for Standby Skipper, 1 day. So all of the prices includes a group of up to 12 people. 1 day pass. So like if you buy it only for a single day for it to be active to pick things for you is $25. So that's kind of expensive because we're talking 1 day only. But they have this 7-day pass that is also up for up to 12 people. That is $45. So that's what we did one time. We went for a trip that we stayed there for I think 9 days or something, 8 days. And then we got a 7-day pass. We paid $45. And it was so worth it.
Yeah.
So worth it.
We rode everything that we wanted to. And then, the biggest benefit of it, of course, you get to ride all of these rides that it's not guaranteed, right? But more than likely, it's going to get most of the things that you want. And you don't have to spend the whole day on your phone refreshing over and over again, trying to get those picks. You don't have to deal with, crying kids because they didn't get to ride Frozen. It's the one they really wanted to ride. So I think it's really worth it. And if you're traveling, if you have a family of 6 people and you're traveling for a week, you could use Standby Skipper every day for $45 all in for all 6 of you. So I think it's a really good value. We've really enjoyed using it. And yeah, I think it's worth it.
I think Standby Skipper, if you're going for 1 day and you don't want to, of course, get Premier Pass and stuff, and there's a lot of rides that you want to make it, get it. Because $25, that's what you would spend in 2 hot dogs from Casey's Corner or something.
Yeah.
If you're going for 3 days or more and you're using lightning lanes for every single day, 100% worth it to get the $45 one 7-day pass. Even if you're using less than 7 days, it's worth it getting it.
Yeah. And it's worth mentioning too for this, of course, you have to have multipass in order to use Standby Skipper. So Standby Skipper is going to connect to your multipass, and you have to have a slot open so for it to be actively searching. So we'll go to the park, we'll scan in for our first ride, and then we'll have 2 selections and 1 open slot. So the app is telling us, right, the My Disney Experience app is telling us, hey, you have another pick open. We leave that pick open, and then Standby Skipper is searching and searching for what we want, and then we'll get a notification on our phone that says, Standby Skipper booked something for you, and we look and say, oh, awesome, it got us our Frozen pick for 45 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Great.
And usually it is very quick. Last time we used it, we were there in December for our Christmas trip, and we used it only for 1 day, and it was kind of some of the rides it just didn't got it because it was so busy. Actually did, but it was times that it wasn't working for us.
Yeah.
But usually if you go on a average wait time day, you will get any ride, and I say any ride, even Slinky.
10 minutes.
So quickly.
Yeah. We'll put it in and say, okay, we want to do Slinky between 6 and 10 o'clock tonight. Put it in. 5 minutes later, Standby Skipper found something for you. So yeah, it's great and well worth it. Also, even if you're not using Standby Skipper, we mentioned this, but another tip is just that you can continue to modify these. So if you've booked Frozen for your family, but you booked it at 6 o'clock and you really want to ride it before 3 because you want to, hop over to Magic Kingdom to see fireworks at night, just keep going in the app and keep refreshing, because oftentimes earlier time slots will open up, or a ride that you don't have that you really want that says it's unavailable. A lot of times the slot will open up. So if you're willing to spend that time, maybe you're sitting down for a quick service meal, spend the time just refreshing on your phone for a few minutes. More than on many occasions, we've gotten something that we thought was not going to be available for us just because we're refreshing, and then we go, oh, we got it. We got Frozen, or whatever it was that we were looking for. So that is definitely worth doing.
Yeah. Standby Skipper is very nice.
Yeah. All right. Other things.
I think that was it. I think we cover all. And of course, just to finish about the Premier Pass, we talk about Single Pass. that basically you book for a single attraction for a specific price for a 1 hour window, and that's it. I also think it's worth mentioning that like after you book a single pass, you cannot modify it. Like the multi-pass ones, you can still modify like the return windows, like to either like push it for like later or try to make it earlier. But the single pass you cannot. So like if you book something and you can't make it, figure it out because you missed that pick.
Yeah, and you can only book one single pass. Right?
No, you can book 2 single pass. If you want to book like Lion Land, you're saying like one time.
Can't you just only book like can you
No,
book,
if you want to ride Tron and Seven Dwarfs, you can.
Oh, did that change? I feel like when it first started you couldn't get
you
than
can.
One.
You can.
Yeah, of course they want you to spend the money.
Before it was you could only get in one virtual queue.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of virtual queue.
Yeah.
Okay.
But now virtual queue is gone, and if you want to get both single pass in the same day, you can. It's fine.
Yeah.
Because they want your money. So multi-pass is this. You'll pay for a day in a specific park. If you are park hopping, that will carry over with you. You'll have 3 picks at a time. 1 hour window returns, like as usual. As soon as you scan something, you have another pick. And the Premier Pass is basically you pay like an extraordinarily amount of money, like $450 for Magic Kingdom per person. And pretty much you can go on any ride 1 time a day, but you don't have to book return times. You just go to the lightning lane and scan it, and that's it.
Yeah.
It is expensive, yes. If money is not an issue, it's worth it because you don't have to worry about return times and be on your phone and stuff. But keep in mind that it's only once a day. You won't be able to get like a Premier Pass and ride Space Mountain 15 times because it will only let you go into once.
And absolutely consider if budget is not an issue and you're thinking of doing the Premier Pass, definitely consider at least making 1 day of your trip a VIP tour. Because if you do a VIP tour, you can ride one ride a bunch of times if you want to, right? Generally, that itinerary is going to be up to you and your family, what you want to do. You can also park hop. So you could do half your day at one park and then hop over to another park and do rides over there, also skipping the line. So if you want to have more flexibility in what you're going to do and have, the addition of a guide and somebody to sort of like assist you throughout the day, definitely consider a VIP tour because you, depending on the size of your family, you will likely spend less doing a VIP tour than buying Premier Pass for
Yeah,
a whole day.
one day we'll do a VIP tour.
Yeah.
But okay, I think that was it. We covered it all.
Yeah, hopefully this was helpful if you have a trip coming up and you are stressing about booking your lightning lanes or figuring out what they are and how they work. Hopefully this was helpful to you. Hopefully it didn't confuse you more, these tiered systems and, all different types of different types of lightning lane passes can be a little bit confusing. But hopefully it was pretty clear. And if you do need additional help booking a trip and you would like somebody to help you with these lightning lanes one-on-one, reach out to me at vanessa@fantasticalvacations.com and I would love to help you book it.
Because it's January, it's winter, you look outside your window, it's snowy and depressing outside. So you want to make it to Florida. So please reach out to Vanessa.
Start fantasizing about it. Let me start fantasizing about it for you.
Yeah. But that's it. Follow us on Instagram and follow Vanessa on Instagram.
And like this episode and share this episode.
And give us a good review. And send us messages on Instagram.
Yeah, tell us what you want to hear. Tell us what we should do our next episode about.
Yeah, and send us nice things.
All right, well, thanks so much for listening. We will talk to you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.